Content agencies insist that you can create over 40 pieces of content in 2 hours sitting once a month. We're here to discuss the reality of that, the pros and cons of that approach.
We just got back from Brisbane where we flew and filmed content for 3 days in person, and we saw a lot of benefits. At the same time, we see ads online all the time of like, you can just sit down for an hour and film something remote and get all of your content for a year. So what we want to talk about is the differences between those two things and the results we got from filming in person versus doing everything remote, which you might notice sitting here right now, we are doing this remote because it's how we do content most often.
Mm-hmm. And this is day 616 of building a business from zero.
Ooh, yeah, it's called Clipflow. Check it out.
All right, boys. Nice. So, fun experience. We can start with that. It was a very fun trip. It was intense, I think. It was like a big lift to get there, waking up really early, trying to fit the gym in, rush to the airplane, from Kiama, which is a decent drive, jumping in the plane, doing the thing, coming back. And then the worst part was driving home after all of that for 2 hours in the car, in Sydney traffic, back to Kiama.
Did you film that process?
I did not, because I was exhausted and I just wanted to get home. So,
fair enough.
Sorry, Kieran.
He's doing 140, just freaking like...
I drove really slowly because I want to make it home. So, yeah, we've made content remotely, obviously, is how we do it. That's why we're on webcam and we're not sitting in the same room. But yeah, honestly, it was an amazing experience to be able to do that and just see how much you can punch out in such a short period of time.
Why do you find benefit in flying the team all together to create content? What are some of the main points? Zach?
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Kieran. So there's a few things that I guess from my perspective as someone who's thinking about how do we get as much content out of this as possible. Speed is number one. Being in person and being able to go through ideas quickly and dump the ones that suck quickly was pretty awesome. And you can't get your feelings hurt too much because there's stuff that you're like, I want to make this, and you either don't have time or you're making something better. And so that was a cool thing to see, was how much we can do with speed and just how much you can capture. So I pretty much just got a bunch of B-roll the whole time. I mean, all of us were capturing B-roll the whole time. And a lot of that B-roll is already in our new stuff and it just looks so good. Traveling together, it just adds a lot of weight to it. It's almost like, it reminds me of the whole thing is like, everybody's doing this. If everybody's making content like this, what aren't people doing? And it's like, it's Ken crawling underneath a big balloon. No one's doing that. So that really kind of was nice to do in person. And my one other thought, and I have an example of what made this so sick, was it was ideas, like we did things that I wouldn't do naturally. Like that I would be like, nah, it's kind of dumb and just put it to the side. Daryl gives me a lot of dumb ideas, but this one really worked. But no, Daryl doesn't. Daryl had this idea of, hey, go up onto the balcony and film Ken from ages away, and we'll put in footage of that to show you. I was like, man, I don't really know how that's going to work. Like, Daryl is a long way away. I'm shooting on a wide lens. That's not going to happen. And now it's actually my favorite shot in the ad or the short that we made because it's so out of the box. It's like, what the frick? What is he doing? Why is he getting captured like from a distance? CCTV vibes. And so that kind of stuff you can't really do like this. Like, you kind of locked down to this, but there are pros to filming like this. But those were just a few of my favorite things from our Brisbane film.
And you don't get to shoulders into Daryl that many times.
Yeah, you don't get to shoulder
hear him like reel on the floor was quite fun.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah, but it was cool just to be able to just rip it up and just do whatever you needed to do. And just like, hey, I'm here. Let's just go and film. Like, you don't have to put too much thought into it. And I think that impromptu stuff's really fun to do. And just you get really cool results. And the nice thing was, I think one caveat is we all can film. Like, we all have this, like, so usually it would be a founder and then someone filming and the founder doesn't film, or the person being filmed doesn't film. But like, we were all able to film. Like, we could stub in. So it's like, well, I'm filming you now.
Super useful also that we all switched roles, not just on the camera, but everything else. Like, if I was talking, you would correct what I was saying. If you were talking, I would give you other things to say and so forth. So like, everyone was just feeding off each other to improve and get better stuff out there. And there's things I think that we got because it was said at the time and re-recorded, you would never be able to do that apart from maybe filming just an audio pickup. You'd never be able to do that if you didn't have that many people on site. So one of the things I put here for this topic was like, how many people does it take to make content? You can make it with one, but I think 3 was like a really good sweet spot. Zach mentioned there that he wished we had someone on audio listening on headphones, but I think 3 was a really
Why
good
is that,
sweet...
Zach?
Oh, dude, we actually should give context. That was so spicy. There was many a times where audio either didn't work or like even blew out a little bit, but we did double mic. Always double mic. That will save you.
Mm-hmm. Or put headphones into your camera so you can...
And listen, yeah.
Did we lose any footage?
Yeah, there's a couple of reads that I did that don't exist. Well, they exist, but...
My end of plungy, my outro, gone, non-existent.
Oh yeah, and we
It was like
filmed
averages at best. So, you know,
filmed a full factory tour, which would be the equivalent of something that like a social media marketing agency would film, like where we got to go through a whole factory. And 3 people was really good for that because you got coverage of everything, heaps of angles.
And I also think one really good piece about it is we not only got just video, but we also got stills of it in action for me, which is super powerful to have the behind the scenes photos because it creates a whole bunch of different content, not just video. Also, then it creates for the different platforms. So for me, I was like, that's a massive unlock. I think to get the best video out of me is like someone filming me while someone shooting that at the same time. It's just like you just create banks of content, and that's how you can just keep the machine rolling, and you can do it quickly.
You also get to just focus on creating the content, like speaking on camera. Whereas if you are a one-man band, you're going to be thinking about the shot, lighting, script, like where you're going to go next. And then, like you said, Zach, you're going to talk yourself out of a bunch of shots because you think it's dumb.
Yeah, too hard basket. Or,
it'll go, too hard. You could get it, but you got to go set up a tripod over there and leave your camera 2 meters away from you and worry about someone stealing it and all of that stuff.
It was sick. Highly recommend if you can. And I was even saying like to Zach earlier, was like, we should just do that once a month intensive and then just go like 2-3 days and you just smash it out. And then just keep hitting that.
Content.
You just do content. And it's that's the thing. And you just collect a whole bunch and just away you go.
So do you think from 2 days a month, a team could generate enough content for that month for them?
Yeah. Okay. You have to be very set, like
you have to know what you want to get out of it.
Prepared.
You could get 20 reels in a day if you knew exactly what you wanted to get out of it.
Easy. We were doing a reel in 5 minutes and it was impromptu. Like if we knew like, okay, hit this, and this. Like I by myself film 4 reels in half an hour. So if I didn't have to move the camera and we had 2 cameras, you do it in a minute. And then it's like 5 minutes and then you just go bang, bang, bang and you just smash that. And then the longs, you sit down and just do the longs. Like we did 4 longs, right? Because there's 3 episodes to the founder story. Plus we did plungy in 1 day. So that if you're doing 1 a week, you've done your content. So it depends on what your release cadence is. But if you want to do 2 a week, you could still 2 days, easy. I reckon 2-3 days you could have a month's content. Easy.
The key is to come in.
I shot along in the car on the way to the airport too. So
nice.
There we go.
Bonus content.
You didn't white knuckle it to and from the airport like Ken? Just angry about the traffic?
I just drove. Sometimes cars were in front of me, sometimes they weren't.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did learn that Daryl's way more patient and willing to wait for things.
Oh, yeah. It was funny at the airport waiting for the bags to get there in Sydney. I was like, we'd been there like 5-10 minutes and just watching Ken start like fidgeting and just being, like, getting all stressed.
Because I need to drive 2 hours to get home.
And to be fair, there was a good reason to be stressed because then you had to sit in traffic. I didn't actually get that much traffic on the way home. But here we are. So that's the negative though, right? Of filming content in person has huge costs of bringing 3 people to the same place at the same time, transport, whatever. If you all live together, great. Most people probably don't. So there is an angle where filming yourself or filming with one of these agencies that just sits down, tells you what to do, re-prompts you. Like a lot of the value of being in person can be done remotely. But I think in general, if you put more effort into stuff, you're going to see much better results, which is probably the most obvious takeaway that anyone's ever heard. So see the retention graph go off after that one. Thanks, Captain Obvious. More effort equals more better.
Awesome. It was a great experience. Highly recommend. Catch you on the next one.